guys, thanks for tuning in to Line Stack. So today I'm going to show you what I did this long video a long time ago on a cell phone, like when cell phones are just being kind of brought out with a camera, so the quality is not that good. But I was going through some old files back in the day, and I found these videos of a compressor that was built over 100 years ago and running over 100 years ago. I don't know the exact date, but I think they started building these compressors back in 1889. And it's a synchronous dual-acting Vilter compressor, so check it out. Okay, so that was the Vilter dual-acting synchronous compressor. You can see the synchronous motor in the center, and it has the dual compressors on each side. The dual-acting means it compresses this way and compresses this way. It compresses on the in-stroke and the out-stroke. That's the dual-acting, but it also has two of those. There's one on both sides of the synchronous motor. If you notice too, there's an oiler. It's a leather belt that runs up to an oiler, and that oiler, there's a big pot above the oiler. You put oil in, and that belt spins a little pump that distributes the oil throughout the whole compressor package. And there's a pit below this that collects that oil, and it gets strained up and then re-put back into that oiler. So through filters and whatnot, but like cheesecloth, used a lot of cheesecloth back in the day to filter out the oil and reuse it, because it wasn't really being, there's not a whole lot of heat. They're not carbonizing the oil too much. But I got another video, so check it out. Alright guys, that was a little longer video, but this thing's awesome. This is a over 100-year-old compressor, still working really good. You saw the oiler going on all the points. Things were built to last back in the day. I mean, they were. It's just living proof of it. There's no way you'll see any piece of equipment today that ran as long as this thing did. The plant was originally Union Central Ice, and they used to make ice blocks for home refrigerators, believe it or not, back in the day. So refrigerated ice box back in the day, 1800, 1900s. This is how old this thing is. They used to put, I have an ice field with two big boat props on one side, one to agitate the salt water, and on the end of that, before the dock, the ice dock, there was a hot water bath with the discharge lines. The compressors used to go through to heat that up, and then they'd take the ice with a crane and they'd come over, dip the ice buckets inside the hot water, then tip them over on the dock. The ice would come out. There was a chain that ran up and grabbed that ice block and took it to the sales dock. And they used to pack ice and sell ice for a lot, and they'd take them over, I think, one night to freeze 24 hours to freeze all those ice blocks up and have them ready for the next day. They have two of these machines there. They have a couple Kohlenbergers, a couple old Frick 10x10s, not 10x10s, like 7x7s, 8x8s, whatever they were. I didn't really get a chance to work on them. I did get a chance to work on the electrical side of them, but really not the compressors. They have like discharge safety cages and stuff. With the Kohlenberger were still around. I think they still might be around today, but check it out. You guys saw all those pictures. Those are some really cool pictures. Sorry about the quality, but that's what I had back in the day. This compressor is awesome. They had a lot of really cool stuff there. They had all these old wooden barrel condensers that they looked like humongous barrels, and they used to go up over this big pit. And they used to have discharge tubing running down the barrel, and they had this pump or system that would bring up the water to the top, and the water would go down these barrels, and it'd be a natural draft would flow up, and the heat would rise and naturally cool off the water, which would go over the evaporative, so it would naturally cool it off. But they had two of them. I'm pretty sure they had more. The pit was huge, but they bought a regular evaporative condenser that you'd see nowadays, and they had that up there, and they had I think it was a Frick screw that would, when that was down, then they would run the synchronous. But when the synchronous, when the Frick was running, the screw was running, then this would run fine. They'd turn this on and they'd run it, and they would run this thing probably once a month just to keep it all wound up and going. I had to help them one time with this, and I had to help them figure out why the DC side wasn't coming on. It's because they had an AC to DC converter and a pit, and it was like a motor on a motor, and that was full of water. It filled up full of water in a storm, and it kind of water got in and filled that up. So we had to take that out and have them rebuild that and put that back in. I didn't get to put it back in, but they put it back in, got it running, and later on they replaced that thing with some AC to DC converters. They had them up on the wall, a couple of them tied into the same machine that would help run it. So I know it ran in DC, so you can see the brushes in the video where you can see the arcing on the brushes going on. So I believe it started in AC and then ran in DC. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. See you on the next one.